You are overweight, and so am I. Someone's gotta say it. You are overweight, read my lips, and so am I. I'm Eric Snell, the author of the Fit Businessman book. I'm the guy on the cover of this book here, and on this picture here, I'm overweight. How am I overweight? Well, according to the BMI, the Body Mass Index, this is a very, very old way of measuring if a person is overweight or not. And it's basically a way for the doctors to say, well, if you don't believe me, measure yourself. And this BMI is calculated by you take your weight in kilograms and you divide it by your height in meters squared. And you can calculate. So, for instance, myself, I'm 185 centimeters tall, and my weight fluctuates between 85 kilos, 90 kilos. On the picture, on the cover here, I was 85 kilos, and that means that my BMI is over 25. So by definition, I'm overweight. Not obese, but overweight. If my BMI would be over 30, I would be considered as obese. And I think this is pretty shocking for a lot of people that almost everyone is overweight, and it's so common that people don't believe it. And they say, oh, this BMI, it's so old-fashioned. It doesn't, take into account all this muscle we have and all the changes in the body that has happened the past years. Well, I don't know about you, but I think, in the past, there was a lot of more physical jobs and you had to use your body much more. So they probably took that into account back then as well. And just because everyone is overweight doesn't mean that the measurement is wrong. I think it's something we should be a little bit concerned about, because I see, especially when we look at the fitness industry, and not just the industry, but just people, doing sports, they easily think that being strong equals being healthy, and having muscles would somehow be a healthy thing. And a lot of times, that's not always the case, right? Because if you're overweight, and it puts a lot of pressure on all your organs. So when I see, let's say weightlifters, really people that want to lift heavy weights, they know that if their body weight goes up, they can lift more. And that's what they train for. That's what motivates them to train. They want to lift more and more and progressively just see better results. And one way to do that is to eat more. And then, it's almost funny how those people might be talking about, okay, they're trying to help people be healthy, but themselves, they're overweight. And like me, I'm trying to help people, eat a little bit less, a little bit better, do a little bit of sports, and I'm overweight. By definition, I'm overweight. So it's, something also myself, I need to take into consideration. Do we really need to eat as much as we're eating today? It's, if you look at a pizza, for instance, when you buy a pizza can be, 2,000 calories. That's more than the suggested intake for a woman per day. So if, even if you share a pizza for dinner and you have some burgers for lunch, you're going to have some breakfast. I mean, it's very easy to just eat too much. And even when you're shredded, like when I was on this cover, when we took the photos, I didn't have a lot of fat on me, but still, according to the BMI, I was overweight. And of course, I'm not worried about this. I think it's just a good reality check for everyone to calculate, okay, what would the doctor say? And I highly recommend that you do that, especially if you're doing sports and you might think that you're really healthy, but maybe the doctor has a different opinion. And maybe it's not a bad thing to admit it to yourself. And to keep that in mind, especially as we get older, I think maybe it's more important to get that body weight down just to make it easier for the body. So there's some food for thought. Hope you don't eat too much of it. I'm Eric Snell, the author of the Fit Businessman book, and I'll see you at work.